Of a human being, man.
Tippy toes.
This is off script here. Now I'm with someone with controversy, with power, with it all. It's Chase Demoor. How you doing, my friend?
Doing great, man. Blessed, highly favored.
Perfect, man. Now let's talk a little bit about that last fight.
That last fight.
Talk to me what was going through the emotions, the Tyson Furies, you said, the Deontay Wilders.
I think like if you look at it, it wasn't much of a fight. You can call it a fight, but it really wasn't. It was more like a beatdown. It was a murder, if that. I think turned into an assault really quickly. But all jokes aside, I'm glad Stevie's okay. Like I'm gonna serve a ban. Like I got like a 3 or 4 month ban, and it was technically indefinite, but it's probably gonna be like 3 or 4 months. I paid his medical bills. It's gonna cost me $10,000, and that's just how it has to be. And I'm glad he was okay. But looking at that fight, looking at the progress made from the Bruckner fight, being a meme to overly beating the hell out of somebody is night and day. And I think right now the team and I were just reassessing. We're just trying to find that happy medium between not doing enough and doing too much. So
now, a great friend of the channel, Callum Alexandre, said that you played ping pong with this man's head. Now, what went through your head when you were just beating him down? Was there...
Bro, it goes back to like you start fighting demons, and like I think back to I was thinking about every comment, every meme, every Stitch video, that missed swing that went around not only Misfits but the world entirely. Everybody in the world saw that. So from my perspective, I'm in the ring and I'm fighting the fight, trying not to get memed, having a redemption tour. Like I said, I take like 90% of that blame, but the referee should have been there. That's 10% on the ref, should have been separating, protecting it. So a lot of that was fighting that off, making a statement, and having a little bit of fun with it, celebrating. If you look at it, it wasn't like I was beating the guy's head in, but I was definitely doing my celebration.
And
so
the Izzy celebration, that was...
It was iconic, man. Izzy did it. If I had more time and the ring wasn't stormed, I was actually going to go over to his wife and finish the celebration.
Oh my God, no.
But she was upset in the ring, screaming at me, F you, B word, this and that, and everybody was fighting in the ring. But in my head, I was like, you shouldn't be yelling at me. You should be checking on your husband. No offense, but I'm glad he's okay. I'll just decide. I hope he continues his boxing career.
Absolutely. Now, talk me through a little bit of that transformation you made. There's a bit of a positive what we can take out of that last fight. Yeah. That first fight wasn't the way you wanted. That second fight, we could see you were aggressive. Your punches were looking proper, they were looking strong. Talk me through how you made that change in your boxing ability.
Yeah, it goes back to when I say like I'm the greatest there ever has been and there ever will be, because I firmly believe that. Like you look at that fight, everybody's like, there's no way you can just completely have a full 360 transformation in such a short amount of time. 5 months. People don't understand. Like right after that fight, I was back in the lab training. People don't understand. Like I wasn't taking vacations. I wasn't out partying. I was showing up to boxing. I put myself in a fight camp for 5 months essentially, and practiced 1-2s and combos and slips and moving. And when it got to the Stevie fight, it wasn't so much a fight anymore. It was more of just like I knew I was going to win that. My team knew I was going to win that. That's why we went into the media day and the press conference and all that, and we were just having fun with it, because in our head we're like, it doesn't matter how much this guy says he's been training, unless you have ring experience, you don't know what it's like to be in there. So
now, obviously, you're on a ban at the moment. However, when the GOAT, the greatest of all time, returns to the Misfits Octagon ring even, who do you want?
It's back in the Octagon. What I'm saying? Like, there's one person that's been dodging me, and it is Josh. And like, I want the Josh rematch. I know, especially for him, he lost his last fight terribly. Might I add, he got dropped. Like, all fours as a grown man, to get put on your all fours is crazy. And he was crawling in the ring, and I'm trying to help him out, give him a redemption. Technically we're both coming off of losses, different versions of a loss. But I took his fight with 2 weeks notice. I think he's a little bit scared right now. He doesn't want to fight me after knowing that, after seeing what I did to Stevie. And I've messaged him. He said, worry about getting my first win. I'm like, bro, you got knocked out. I overly knocked somebody out. We're not the same anymore, Josh Bruckner. And when he watches these things, I hope that he nuts up and takes the fight.
Hey, serious talk. Now, we are at the KSI event. You're here, you're commentating, you're doing your thing. Now, what do you make of that KSI fight against a professional boxer?
I think KSI is a way better boxer. I think KSI is one of the best in the influencer space. He's up there with me probably. And, I think he moves well at his weight class. He's very confident. He's kind of like a funny guy. So, I don't think he lets the moment get the best of him. I think he knows what he's talking about, and I think that, Joe Fournier or whatever the hell his name is, I never heard of this guy until KSI. So who the fuck is that guy? Yeah, so I think KSI is going to get him out of there, third round.
Now, is that your fight of the night, or is there any other?
No, I don't even think it's going to be a fight of the night. I think it's going to be a quick beat down. I think the fight of the night, I'm looking at Kim Chi. I'm looking at the Salt Poppy and Anthony Pretty Boy Taylor fight. I think there's a lot of really good fights that have potential to be fight of the night. I don't see the KSI Fournier being that, just because I know KSI is going to get him out of there pretty quick.
Okay, now my last question for you is, where does Chase Demoor, the GOAT of YouTube boxing, want to go? Who is the ultimate goal for you?
Yeah, everybody knows I have my beef with Taylor Holder. I don't know if in the UK if Taylor Holder is very known. He's dying out in the US because of a lot of different reasons. But, whatever, I said it on Twitter. I said, whatever the weight, just give me the weight and give me 6 months to get to that weight. And, I want to fight Taylor Holder. And is that the end goal? I don't know. But what I do know is I'm going to be using Misfits as my amateur career, the similar to Saul Bobby. And once I'm done with the amateur career, and once I'm done taking over the YouTube in first place, I'm going to move up into the WBC, and I'm going to start taking on some actual heavyweights.
Okay.
WBC, keep your eye on this man. He's going to take all the belts.
Be careful.
Stop ducking me, Tyson Fury.
Exactly, man. Well, thank you so much.
Cheers.
You have a good one, yeah?
Thank you very much.